So this Kevin Owens thing, where do I start? So Kevin Owens was on with Robbie Fox from Barstool, who does wrestling interviews from time to time. He covers wrestling and MMA, I believe, for Barstool. And I want to read you this quote from Kevin Owens, who was annoyed that the neck injury, the news from his neck injury had leaked earlier in the day before SmackDown, before he had a chance to get in the ring with the live mic and announce himself. Here's what Owens had to say, and I quote, "It really annoys me. I actually woke up to seeing that it was already leaked, and it really upset me, especially because I know that whoever leaked it is some office employee that shouldn't know this shit in the first place. And I told people this was going to leak, and they're like, no, we're keeping it tight. But then yesterday, obviously, some department had to find out for some reasons, and now someone who shouldn't know this stuff found out, and it went where it shouldn't have. Now they took away my right to tell people." End quote. So what Owens is annoyed about here is he wanted to keep this under wraps, and he wanted to break the news himself live on SmackDown in his segment that his neck was shot and he had to have surgery and he was going to miss WrestleMania, right? But in a company as large as WWE, like he says, there's all these different departments. Maybe, social media, maybe the social media people had to be clued in so they could have their tweets ready or their social media messages ready to go. Maybe marketing had to be clued in for some reason. Maybe production people had to be clued in so they could put together video packages, or maybe the YouTube people had to be clued so they can get. There's all these different departments that have to be made privy to everything that's going to happen on TV so that they could be prepared to do their jobs, right? But what happens, the more people that become privy to this kind of information, the more likely something like this is going to end up getting leaked to reporters. Because a lot of these people that work in these departments, these are the sources for your reporters. These reporters get in good with people that work for the company, names that you will never hear, office grunts, department heads, whoever the fuck, who in some cases have relationships with reporters or just tell their friends or people they know, and then those people have it's I know a guy who knows a guy. Point is, Kevin Owens knew this was going to get out. He warned people it was going to get out. They assured him it wouldn't get out, and then it got out. Dave Meltzer reported it early on Friday that Owens was, headed to neck surgery and more than likely off the WrestleMania card. Dave had actually speculated that there may have been a chance that he'd work through it because it was WrestleMania, but you don't like to fuck around with a neck, and ultimately he's not going to work the show. But another outlet apparently reported the Owens thing before SmackDown aired, because we got a statement from Masked J of PW Nexus. And no, I never heard of this person. He uses a gimmick name, Masked J. I don't know what PW Nexus is. Well, I know what it is now, but I didn't know what it was before I saw this. But he put out a tweet with a statement that said the following: a statement from me regarding @FightOwensFight and the report that we posted, then a bunch of hashtags. And here's the statement, and I quote: "I just want to apologize to Fight Owens Fight for PWN's part in revealing the news of KO's injury before he got the chance. I personally was not told that he was going to be let everyone know himself." I'm just reading this verbatim. "Instead, it was an assumption that an angle would play out, such as Orton punting him and writing him off of TV that way. Assumption wrong there, so I apologize again for that. Our intention is never to take away from a moment like that for the talent that entertained millions. But what's done is done at this point. We didn't try to tease it either like some toxic accounts tried to portray, but instead we were looking deeper into it so we could report the name without being wrong. My words on a podcast didn't help, though, and I take responsibility for that and apologize. This post has gone on long enough. I'm sure someone's going to read this and post that one meme about it being too long too. End quote. So that's a very poorly written statement. Essentially, this guy, Masked J of PW Nexus, is apologizing for reporting news. This person is apologizing for reporting that Kevin Owens was injured and off of WrestleMania. Think about that for a second. So, I don't know what this outlet was. I used the links in this guy's Twitter description. Apparently, they have a Patreon where it's free, and they report news on their little Patreon here. Now, they have some pay options, but you don't get anything. It's just essentially a donation. All the posts are free. So, if you go to the PW Nexus Patreon, which I believe is, I couldn't find another website. I think this is where they ply their trade. There are two relevant posts here. The first is with a byline of Cody Rhodes, another gimmick name, Cody Rhodes, Whoades of PW Nexus. And he reported initially that a headline of WrestleMania match in potential jeopardy due to injury. And then the one-line report, quote, injury bug hitting WWE as a WrestleMania match could be pulled due to injury to a superstar. More to come, hopefully soon, end quote. The next day, another headline, major injury update jeopardizing WrestleMania match. Once again, from Cody Rhodes of PW Nexus. Quote, PWN has been informed that Kevin Owens is dealing with an undisclosed injury with no timetable set for a return to action. This puts Owens' WrestleMania match versus Randy Orton in jeopardy, with 15 days remaining until the show of shows. Alternative plans for Orton have been discussed, but no pivot has been made for Orton yet. Owens' last match came on March 1st at Elimination Chamber versus Sami Zayn in an unsanctioned match. Once more information is available, we will update the situation, end quote. They did not update the situation. There's no other news that they reported on this Owens topic. Obviously, a few hours later on SmackDown, Owens announced it himself. That's probably why they didn't bother following up, because it all became clear in public on SmackDown later. The point here is PW Nexus, Cody Rhodes, and Masked J did absolutely nothing wrong and have nothing to apologize for. I am baffled, perplexed, and honestly a little disgusted that these people posted a public apology for the heinous crime of reporting news. Now, this guy did reference something he said on a podcast. I don't know what he said on the podcast. I couldn't find it. I'll be honest, I didn't look super hard. But I'm sure it was just more speculation on, based on his verbiage of his statement that Owens was in fact injured, which turned out to be true. And on their little website here, they didn't post anything that wasn't true. They reported that there was a match in jeopardy due to injury. And I guess they didn't have firm enough information to name Owens at that time. And then the next day, they followed up their own report more definitively, straight up reporting that Owens was dealing with an undisclosed injury with no timetable to return and that the Orton match was in jeopardy. What did they do wrong? What are they they're apologizing for reporting news? This is what it's come to. And I guess this is what happens when you have people like who refer to themselves as Masked J and Cody Rhodes reporting news to begin with. In this absolute joke of a wrestling media that we have. Now, Dave Meltzer reported this early on the day on Friday. And of course, he didn't apologize for it. And I understand Kevin Owens is hot, but here's the thing, Cody Rhodes and Mass J. Here's the thing. Kevin Owens isn't hot at you. If you listen to what Cody said, if you read what he said to Robbie Fox, he's mad at the people he works with. He's mad at people in the office who leaked it to people like Mass J and Cody Rhodes. That's who he's mad at. He's not mad at the media for doing their job. You don't have to apologize to this man. He didn't do anything wrong. You didn't wrong him in any way. It's your job to report the news. It's Dave Meltzer's job to report the news. That's literally Dave's job. It's not your job to hide things for the benefit of WWE's show. That's not your job. And if you think that's your job, get out. You shouldn't be doing this. Kevin Owens having a serious neck injury and being pulled from his WrestleMania match is major news. And if you get information like that, you absolutely should report it. I don't even know why I'm yelling. Everyone I'm yelling at understands this. This is one of the most preposterous wrestling media stories that I've talked about. And as you guys know, I talk about them all. And get myself into trouble all the time with some of these people. But this is ridiculous. This is some of the dumbest shit. This apology is some of the dumbest shit that I've ever seen. He wasn't even mad at you. He's mad at whatever office dope leaked it. And he has a right to be mad at those people. Whoever leaked it, Kevin Owens has a right to be mad at them. If he wanted it kept under wraps. So that he could announce it on SmackDown. But it got out. And he knew it was going to get out. He said it was going to get out. He told them it was going to get out. And it got out. He didn't say he was mad at Dave Meltzer. He didn't say he was mad at Cody Rhodes. He didn't say he was mad at PW Nexus. He didn't say he was mad at the media. He said he was mad at the people that work in his company. The call came from inside the house. That's who he's mad at. That's who owes him an apology if they want to show themselves, which they won't. Not a reporter who got information and shared it with people. That's news. That's your job. All that tells me is why would I ever visit PW Nexus again if I know they're, going to be playing the fucking offensive line for these companies and protecting information instead of reporting it. That's all that this tells me. I feel silly about ranting about this. It's so preposterous that they apologize for this. This is some of the biggest loser shit that I've ever seen. Now, I understand these are rank amateurs and they're not real media and pro wrestling barely has any. I understand all that, which is why I feel so silly yelling about it. But I mean, what the fuck? We can't be apologizing for reporting news now. Because we're afraid we hurt somebody's feelings who wasn't even mad at you anyway. Kevin Owens knows the deal. He's a smart guy. That's why he didn't take it out on the media. And he blamed the people in his own company. That's who screwed him over here. Not Cody Rhodes. Not Dave Meltzer. Now, again, I don't know what this guy, maybe he said something stupid on his podcast. I don't know. I couldn't find it. But they didn't do nothing wrong on their Patreon here. They actually did some solid reporting. They sniffed out a story. They waited till they had more solid information, and then they reported it the next day with more details. They actually did a nice job here. And instead of me coming on this show and patting him on the back and saying, nicely done, Cody Rhodes, I'm sitting here burying him because for some reason they felt like they had to apologize. I mean, it's gross. And then this might actually be the worst part. If you really want to be annoyed, go find the tweet from this masked J fella, right? Read the replies from fans. You would think that people would be like, what the fuck are you apologizing for? Why are you apologizing for reporting news? What the hell's wrong with you? Nope. Here's a sampling. Quote, I think this is the first time I've seen a source take accountability. I do respect this very much. Quote, respect for this. Quote, respect. Quote, you made the right decision to apologize to KO. Quote, this is amazing. Much respect. Quote, respect you for this. Quote, respect. But never assume anything. Always makes an ass out of you and me. Quote, it didn't even involve you, and you didn't have to say anything. It literally isn't about you. You shouldn't say anything unless it's on the program and we all see it. What? Quote, respect. Quote, respect you for apologizing. Quote, easiest lawsuit ever. What? Who's suing who here? Kevin Owens is going to sue Masked J for reporting news? Quote, respect. Hope others follow your lead. Quote, wow, someone accepting accountability and not deflecting or trolling. Respect, man. Just learn from it. I give up. What's the point of any of this? Wrestling fans are the dumbest people on the planet. These people don't deserve anything. They don't deserve me trying to stand up for them. They all think this guy did the right thing. They all think this guy did something wrong. One after another. Quote, commendable. Quote, much, much respect for this. Very glad you spoke out and instead didn't do anything about it. Quote, much respect. I don't understand. Quote, huge respect for this. Quote, respect. However, lesson learned, never to assume that the talent wouldn't want to be the ones to report it themselves. Quote, probably the first time I've ever seen a wrestling dirt sheet source take accountability, responsibility. Kudos to them. People, take notes. Quote, wasn't your right to reveal it. What? Wrestling fans deserve nothing. I mean, seriously.